You know, I got to say. Today is a beautiful day. I have perfect lighting. Literally, like perfect lighting. I gotta tell you. So I wanna create a visionary. How are ya? How are ya? How are ya? Igama lam uThembi intombi yakabuthelezi. Welcome to Ithemba Temple. Ithemba means hope, activating hope in your body temple. Emzimbeni wam, emzimbeni wam, emzimbeni wam, emzimbeni wam, emzimbeni wam, in my body temple. I'm activating hope in my body temple, and in that process I am sharing how to activate hope in your body temple, because this is where the magic happens, in your body temple. This is where the real magic happens, in your body temple. I think I got good lighting. Do I have good lighting? No, I have a shadow. You see, these are the things. These are the troubles with these things. Yo! Makos Azan. You see? Now it's better. I apologize for being a minute late and then getting on the live stream and having my chitty chats. I learned one thing. If I'm too close to the mic, it's awful sound. So I'm learning, every day in every way I'm getting better and better. And I have a really good microphone, All I needed to do was just freaking turn up the volume so that I don't have to be so close. And I'm like sometimes I think, oh my goodness, sometimes I'm a little bit of a dum-dum. You see, I don't take it too seriously. I sometimes think I'm a stupid dum-dum. Yeah, I mean, honestly, but most of us are stupid dum-dums when we're learning something, and that's okay. That's okay. Because you don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? You kind of try it out, and you'd be like, but like, seriously? And then you ask ChatGPT, and ChatGPT tells you, and then you still do it, and it's still wrong, and you're like, huh? It's just what it is. Stupid dum-dum. And now I'm not such a stupid dum-dum anymore, because now I'm a genius. I can't figure it out. Maybe it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work, but I know it's gonna work this time. Okay, let me turn down the volume so we don't have a lot of like when we do our drumming. Yeah. Okay, now it's too low. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, there, it's a lot better now. Okay, so what I would like for us to do today is I would like for us to practice breathing. Why do I want us to practice breathing today? I had bad dreams. It wasn't like bad dreams. I was hearing women just crying, and I was like, oh God. And it was kind of destabilizing for my psyche. And so I want to be a clean vessel. When I come here, I was in my meditation and I was feeling my own sensations, and I was just like, oh, anyway, I understood that the topic I was going to be talking about today was heavy, And I was hearing women just crying, and it was like this one woman who was just weeping, like, and I was just like, yeah, I think that is a majority of humanity. The men are just stoic. The men are just stoic, and yet they are suffering. Oh God, they are suffering. They are suffering. Suffering. And the women are just weeping. Just weeping. And this is only the beginning of this change experience that we are living through. It is only the beginning. Phase 2, the beginning. We haven't even begun to move into the middle of phase 2. And we got 40 more phases to go of this change process. And we haven't even gotten to phase 5. And the women are just weeping. Yo. So I gotta breathe. I gotta breathe. I gotta breathe. Okay. So please take a deep breath with me. We're gonna breathe. We're gonna breathe. I think it's so important to breathe. We're gonna breathe. Okay. You can close your eyes if you want to close your eyes. And let's just breathe. Let's just breathe. For the men in the soul of humanity that were taught that crying is not a good thing for boys. For the men that were taught that they need to hold it together. The men like my visionary dad. Or the men that unalive themselves because they don't have tools and they don't know how to process the change that is happening. Just know that I'm praying for you. I hold you in my heart. Okay, I need to breathe. Let's take a deep breath in for 9 counts and hold the breath and let it out with a big sigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can let out the breath with a big sigh. Good. So let's take a deep breath in again. 1, 2, 3, out with a big sigh. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let it out with a big sigh. I think we should do 2 more. Let's start again. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release with a big sigh. Good. One more time. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release with a big sigh. You can open your eyes if you want to. If you want to. It'd be a good thing to open your eyes. Yeah. Okay. I had a meltdown. I think meltdowns are very good. I think meltdowns are good. Oh, I am having echo issues, you know? I'm not really sure why I'm having echo issues all of a sudden. When I started my live streams, I didn't have echo issues. I'm not really sure. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. Eventually, I won't have echo issues. I think it's the noise. Well, it's not the noise. How could it be the noise? Yeah, it is the noise outside because I do live in a city, but it's a very quiet city. But I have my echo things on and my reverb things on my... I don't know what's going on. So I'm working on that. Please have a little bit of patience with me. I'm learning how to do these things, you know? I'm learning. It's a learning experience. And I'm finding out that as I learn, more and more of myself is challenged. And I'm okay with that. I'm learning and I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about that. So yeah, there we go. It's stable now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's stable now. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. It's working exactly how I want it to work. Oh my God. Hold on. Yeah. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday, I was like, the volume was perfect, but I was too close. So it was like, I'm like, no, I don't like it like that. So the purpose of life is to grow, is to get it better and better and better. And yes, you could think that you're a perfectionist or that I'm a perfectionist, and maybe I am a perfectionist, but why should I create shoddy things and not keep improving to make them better? I don't understand that. So yeah, it might be shoddy in the beginning, but the whole purpose is growth. That's the whole purpose. It's growth. You can see me growing. You can see me growing in the most authentic way. And it's like, okay, old lady, like what's going on here? I don't care. Y'all young ones, y'all think you're smart and stuff like this. I'm gonna let you go through some stuff in this life. You're gonna come back to this old lady. This old lady. I'm kind of sexy for 40. I'm sexy for 40. Okay. Day 53. This week's theme. The purpose you're too afraid to claim. The purpose you're too afraid to claim. Oh, let's have a conversation. No, let us not have a conversation. I have not denied my purpose. I have not denied my purpose. Your psychological purpose is the unique way you're meant to contribute to mental and emotional healing in the world. Okay, let's start reading that one again. I think something goes on here. Okay. Your psychological purpose is the unique way you're meant to contribute to mental and emotional healing in the world through your understanding of human psychology, your own healing journey, and your capacity to hold space for others' psychological transformation. But you deny this process by believing your own mental health struggles disqualify you from helping others, by treating therapy as personal improvement rather than preparation for service. I don't know what to tell you. 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 Okay. Michael has overcome severe depression and anxiety through years of therapy and personal work. He has profound insights about mental health recovery and natural ability to help others feel understood and less alone in their struggles. But he keeps his psychological wisdom private, believing that having mental health challenges makes him unqualified to help others with theirs. His denial of psychological purpose wastes the wisdom his suffering has created. Denying your psychological purpose creates a split between the mental health wisdom you've gained and the mental health service you could provide. You underestimate how your psychological journey has prepared you to guide others through similar terrain. Your nervous system knows that your mental health struggles have created psychological wisdom that others desperately need. Embodiment practice. Feel into the psychological wisdom you've gained through your own mental health journey. Perhaps you understand depression, anxiety, trauma recovery, or emotional regulation in ways that could help others. Notice what happens when you imagine sharing this wisdom to serve others. Psychological healing. And say, my psychological journey has prepared me to serve others' mental health. My struggles have created wisdom worth sharing. Worth sharing. Let's read that again. We gotta read that again. Your psychological purpose is the unique way you're meant to contribute to mental health, to mental and emotional healing in the world through your understanding of human psychology, your own healing journey, and your capacity to hold space for others' psychological transformation. But you deny this purpose by believing your own mental health struggles disqualify you from helping others, by treating therapy as a personal improvement rather than preparation for service. Yesterday, we had a conversation about this. We had a conversation about this, how I've been in therapy since I was 16. I'm 42, so you can try to figure it out. Okay? How many years? Y'all count. You ones with the smart brains. You can count how many years I'm 44. I still do my own therapy because now I'm like guru therapist for self. Okay, I know what works for me. I know what doesn't work for me. But yeah, I mean, I was in therapy since 16 years old. That's when I started therapy. That's why I'm so comfortable with my emotions. I had a meltdown. Like, I had a crying session here. That was so unprepared. Oh my God. I was like, okay, now why am I crying? Because I think there's some level of understanding of the pain inherent in the human experience. The pain inherent in the human experience. Human beings are suffering. And especially the depression one. The depression one I know intimately. So if you're struggling with depression, there's a lot of people who tell you that, oh, these things are not real. No, they are not the truth of your identity. They are not the truth of who you are, but they are a transitory experience. They are a passing away. When you observe a waveform, it collapses. When you observe depression, and learn from depression, and understand what depression is trying to teach you, the energy of depression will collapse upon itself. Honestly, it will collapse upon itself. And you will be happy like me, Tembi. I'm just saying. Okay, I do not negate the seriousness of mental health challenges. I do not negate it because I was there. I saw my dad go through depression. I saw one of my uncles, well, I was too young to actually understand that it was depression, but growing up in South Africa, one of my uncles shot himself in the head. So when I speak of these things, it's not that I'm being callous. When I talk about people who shoot themselves in the head, it's because I don't care anymore about being PC about this, because I had an uncle who shot himself in the head. And no one in my family talked about it. My dad didn't recover from that experience. It was his younger brother. He never recovered from that experience. He never recovered from that experience because we never talked about it as a family. We never kind of understood what was going on, right? I think, yeah, it was kind of like so shameful. It was like, oh, and he was an entrepreneur. He was successful. He had businesses. It wasn't like he was broke. It wasn't like he wasn't attractive. He was sexy as hell. He was sexy. Oh my goodness, he was really a good looking man. And he had a lot of girlfriends. Because he had a lot of money. But he was very good looking. And his children are so beautiful. Very beautiful. These are my cousins. And yeah, their dad was just sick. Depression. South Africa is number 1, I think, or number 2 of depression. America is like number 5, number 13, somewhere there. But these numbers are arbitrary too. Because we don't really know how many people are really depressed because people are ashamed. This is why I refuse to lie about especially mental. Well, I refuse to lie about everything. I refuse. But especially mental health, I refuse. I will just speak on it clearly, openly. Maybe it's a little too graphic, but I don't care. I am tired of people committing suicide. I am tired of people fizzling out and crashing out and collapsing and not being able to recover and coming back because we are afraid of saying, you know what, I am depressed. There's no shame in this. I heard one guy on YouTube, he's like, there's no such thing as depression. I said, how old are you? I was like, how old are you? Yeah, there's no such thing as depression. I said, okay, clearly you haven't experienced it. Clearly you haven't been through enough stresses in life that challenge your psyche, challenge who you are. A lot of people haven't been through this, especially these young children on YouTube. I say, okay, continue forward. Continue forward. Stop telling people that there's no such thing as depression does not exist. People are experiencing depression. But who am I? I'm just a messenger for my own message. Just a messenger for my own message. Okay, so I refuse to sugarcoat anything that has got to do with mental health. I refuse. I will just speak it out. Like, people are unaliving themselves. And this is how they're unaliving themselves. Why? Because it is shocking enough that if you are in that situation, it's like, yeah, or if you are a caretaker, or you have a family member that is exhibiting these sorts of characteristics and these sorts of symptoms, you can know how to help them. Sometimes you just need to call the suicide hotline and say, I don't know what to do with this person. Please come and help them. The danger is that if they go into a psych ward, it's $5,000 a day. That's just the cost in the US. But then they could pump them full of pills and they could never be the same again. And sometimes these anxieties and these depressions are honestly spiritual awakenings. South Africa, why do I keep referring to South Africa? Because I'm South African, and South Africa is copy-paste America. Honestly, as South Africans, we look at America and we say, yo, my God, look at these Americans. They are this, look at their music, look at their fashion, look at their jewelry, look at their big ass houses. And this is what we want. So we are looking to you as Americans, and we look to the African Americans And we see you with Rolex watches, we see you with pimped out cars, and that is your right. Nobody must shame you. I won't shame you because I got these things too. And then eventually I was like, okay. How many Rolex watches can you have? How many Fendi handbags can you have? How many Chanel handbags can you have? Enough. I was happy without these things in Africa. I am depressed now. Let me go find my happiness and see if my happiness is dependent on whether I'm wearing a fancy watch or not. Okay? So please don't ever think I'm judging. I don't care. I still got the stuff. It's sitting there in a safe. Okay? In a bank. I still got the stuff. I didn't sell it. I won't sell my stuff. But anyway, we look to you as African Americans and we base our level of success on what your media says is success. Actually, the whole world looks to you, America. The whole world. Because your media is so powerful. It is so powerful, and we look up to you and we're like, oh my goodness, this is the milk and honey. This is the model of what success is. Okay, it might be the model, but at what cost? This is what I started asking myself when I was in America. I was like, at what cost? The cost of my health, the cost of my mind, the cost of my physical health, the cost of my spiritual health. I don't know. And when I look at a lot of ads on TV in America, it's really concerning. So, to all the people that are questioning this idea of mental health, I really want to have a conversation about this. I do. All the people, not even just questioning, all the people ashamed. Yeah, let's have a real conversation. Ashamed of the stigma around mental health. The people that are ashamed, especially in the collective culture. This is why a majority of my career has been around Caucasian people, because they just get it. I don't need to sell them a long story. I'm not going to get disrespect. I don't get who died and made you God out the door. I don't get any of this trash. I don't experience any of this stuff. Caucasian people, they get it. I don't know, not all of them, of course, but they get it. People in the collective culture, I'm like, you need these tools so much. You need them so much. I was sharing a few days ago about Africa, that in South Africa, there was a shaman, a very powerful Zulu shaman, like the savant of South Africa. His name is Ubabu Credo Mutwa. Credo, Credo Mutwa, Mutwa, Mutwa. Yeah, savant. Okay, like savant. People from all over the world came to interview him. This man, yo. Okay. Like ancient of ancient souls. Babu Credo Mutwa. Siyabonga. Yozel Kula Mazul. Okay. Honoring to you. And the wisdom you brought. Thank you. Okay. Let me come back. Let's have a conversation. So this man, I read all of his books. Every single book that he wrote, I bought on Amazon, and I started reading this. Like maybe 2015, I just started reading all his books and watching his videos on YouTube. And I was like, whoa, some of the things he talks about are just so like, what? Aliens. And he was predicting prophecies. And also I was like, okay, he's a bit too much. Honestly, he's a bit too much. And I was like, oh, sounds like my dad and stuff like this. But he was like really into it, right? Like really deep into the prophecies, really deep into the wisdom of how the universe started. And I said, oh my God. He used to talk about chikahuris and all sorts of stuff. I was like, wow, okay, this is quite something. I don't know what the hell this man is talking about, but okay. But I was fascinated. I had no, well, I think I was already beginning. Yeah, I had already started my spiritual awakening during that time. So I was like, okay, he sounds so crazy. He's like, look, I was in judgment myself. He sounds so weird. What is this stuff that he's talking about? Okay, so I'd buy a book and I'd read and I'd read and I'd read. And then I'd listen to his YouTube videos and I would read. And I'm like, oh, this man is onto something, yo. He's onto something. In one of his videos, I think it was kind of maybe 2014 or 2016, somewhere there. In one of his videos, he was talking about the fact that for Africans to heal of some of the psychological illnesses, Africans, whether you are in America or whether you are on African soil, if you're just part of the African diaspora, you shouldn't be going to hospitals, like proper Western hospitals. If you are in a hospital, well, not you shouldn't be going to hospital, that sounds stupid, but we should have hospitals as African people that are suited for our DNA, for our physical structures, for our way of being. Okay, so we can heal from these mental health issues. And he said one of the easiest methods for healing, especially these psychological diseases, is to put someone on a hammock. If they are sick, put them on a hammock, and underneath the hammock put either ocean water or water with a lot of salt, and let them just lie there in that water. Okay, you can give them the other healing modalities, but they should not lie on a bed when they are healing. They shouldn't lie on a bed. They should spend a lot of time on a hammock, even in a hospital. I said, what? What do you mean? Like, where are people going to lie on hospital beds? I was like, oh. When I moved to Kopangan, I guess that knowledge was stuck in my brain since 2014, 16, somewhere there. And when I moved to the island that I used to live on, I used to just go to, there was a snorkeling place that I used to go to a lot, and I would just lie on the hammock there. And underneath, it was the ocean waves. Shh, shh, shh. And the healing I experienced from deep grief and deep depression and deep disorientation was so profound by just making a weekly visit, a weekly commitment to myself to lie on a hammock for 2 or 3 days. Usually it was 2 days a week. Lie on a hammock and just listen to the ocean water. Shh, shh, shh. I said, okay. Number one, I listened to this in 2016. I forgot about it. I went and lived in Japan and all of these other things. And then when I got really depressed and I was in deep grief, and on the island that I lived on, there was no therapist. I was my only therapist. And I was like, I am an African. I need healing that is different. Truly, I am having a spiritual awakening right now, and I am in hell right now. And honestly, I can't even articulate what kind of hell I am in. I would just go and lie in the sun on a hammock with ocean water underneath me. Shh, shh, shh. And then I would go snorkeling, wash away all of this depression, look at the fish in the ocean, and see the abundance of life, the diversity of coral, of fish in the ocean, the color, the beauty. Every time I would come out of the ocean, my awareness would have expanded. I would lie in the sun and get vitamin D, more vitamin D, more vitamin D, more vitamin D. And as I was sleeping there, I was working on the sensations on my body temple and the ocean water underneath coming as a sound. I said, yeah, this man was onto something. He was onto something. So I listened to what he said in his videos long time ago. And I practiced it. And I healed from grief and depression. And I had a spiritual awakening during a collapse. My husband was recovering from cancer during this time. I was like, oh my God, my life is falling apart. My life is falling apart. I have no one, I have no support. I'm crying by myself. But I just listened and implemented what this ancient shaman suggested for how Africans should heal. And I am here today sharing the story. I took no medication, no drugs, no alcohol, no psychologist, no therapist, no shamans, no nothing. Just by myself. With a husband who was recovering from cancer. Okay? So what I share works. But I learned it from the highest level of shaman. This one that they were smearing, his name, they killed his wife, they burned down his house. For years and years and years, they would just chase him and beat him and stone him and throw stones at him. These South Africans, they're not right in the head. This is a man who was offering them medicine for the mental health challenges that they are dealing with. No. They chase him, they smear his name. For years, 30, 40 years, they were smearing this man's name, chasing him all around, throwing stones at him, beating him to almost death, burning down his house, killing his wife, displacing his children. I said, you can't. And yet, we of the melanin need this mental health support more and more and more and more. Yet, when there is a savant, a great healer, you want to kill them. How, as Africans, are we ever going to raise Africa? This is why you are what you are, Africans. Yes, I have no mercy. Not that I have no mercy. I have no compassion. I only have evolutionary compassion. Evolve, or I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. We need this wisdom so much, yet we kill the very savants, the very wisdom keepers. We kill them. We burn down their houses. We kill their wives, like you did with my dad. It's amazing. So that's why I am just so out there with mental health, and I'm just like speaking about it, and I speak about it graphically because we need it. We need it. We need to hear the truths. And we are at a point where the global collapse is affecting everyone. And I honestly can tell you that it's probably going to be the Caucasian people and the Asian people that are going to go to their therapists, and they're going to go and seek help. And the Africans all around the world, they're going to say, this thing is not real, just go to church. I don't understand. I will sit here and just keep talking about it and giving frameworks and giving tools. Yeah, but I will work with those that are ready and that understand the value of their mental health. I understood the value of my mental health. I said, it doesn't matter how big my house is. It doesn't matter. If I'm depressed and I'm not happy anymore. What is the point? What is the point? It doesn't matter how many watches are sitting here in my beautiful closet. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many designer handbags, designer shoes. I have lots of them, lots. And I said, but I'm so miserable. I am so miserable. I'm not saying any of these things are bad. Please hear me. But your mental health is so important. And I will always love working with men. Number one, because men don't get the support as much as women do. As women, we can talk. I knew that I need to get help. So I started going to therapy when I got to America. I don't think if my dad had moved to America, he would have gone to therapy. He would have just gone and made money. So yeah, maybe he would have been very successful as a savant, but then he would have crashed out. Because America is about productivity and profits. I've spoken to so many men. When I was studying psychology in college, I was working in the nightclub industry, and there's one guy that came in, and this guy spent like $50,000, okay? Alcohol, so much alcohol, okay? VIP section, alcohol. Had his friends. He was an executive in Hollywood, and he was married to an actress. And so he married this actress, and she stopped working because he was making a lot of money and working a lot. And he was off shooting, international shooting. And okay, I gotta tell the story without I laugh because it's the only way I can process trauma without it cracking me. Okay, so he was telling me, he's like, I work a lot, I love my wife, I love my children. But he was angry, okay? He was fuming, but he was trying to compose himself. So let me start the story properly. I know how to tell stories, but let me start the story properly. So this guy comes into the nightclub that I'm working at. He sits in my VIP section. Hello, my name is Tembi. How can I help you? What do you want? What are you drinking today? Oh, we want to have this and this and this. It was a group of people from Hollywood. Okay. Here's your crystals. Here's your wines. Here's your vodkas. Here's your mixers. Great. He says, oh, where are you from? I'm from South Africa. What are you doing here in America? Oh, I'm studying. Really? Everybody who works in Vegas says they're studying, but they're not really. I'm like, no, seriously, I'm studying. Okay. He's like, oh, okay. Sit down. Let's have a conversation. I said, no, I've got other tables that I need to serve. I can't just sit down with you here and have a conversation. He's like, how much do you make a night? I said, I don't know, 2,000, 5,000 in tips sometimes. Depends, 1,000, 200 sometimes if there's no people. He's like, how about I give you $10,000? You just sit down here and you listen to me. I said, huh? What? He says, how about I give you $10,000? You sit down here and you listen to me. I said, oh, okay. I had a lot of experiences. Well, not a lot, but like maybe 20, 30 experiences like this with people who just say these kinds of things to me and then maybe give me $20,000, $10,000, $30,000 and just walk out the club. This is Vegas. So this guy says to me, I'll give you $10,000 in tips and I will call your manager. So yeah. So I said, no, hold on, let me call my manager. So I call my manager. My manager says, okay, she can do it. So he paid for me to not work for that night and gave me $10,000 to just sit down and listen to him. Okay. So I'm sitting there. I'm still pouring the alcohols and the wines for people. But my main job was to sit there and listen to him. Because I told him that I am studying psychology and finance. So he says, okay, let me see if this psychology and finance thing of yours is true. Okay. So I'm sitting there. I'm listening to this guy. He says, listen, I'm having marital problems right now. I said, uh-huh. He says, I really love my wife. I said, okay. I work a lot. I understand. I love my children. He is, wait. Oh. He was fuming, okay? He was fuming. I'm like, okay. He says, this woman, I was away on business. And I came back early to surprise her. And I found her in bed with the personal trainer. I said, okay. I was like, okay. He said, the verbal coloring, like the verbal violence that was coming out of his mouth. He was like, FMB. I was like, yo, white people. I was still very young, okay? I was like 23 years old. I was like, huh? What? He was like, yes. FP? I said, okay. He said, you know what I did? I pulled out a gun. And I said, I will shoot the two of them because I found them in my house. I said, oh. This guy, turns out, he was married to an African-American woman, white guy, and they had beautiful family, beautiful children, all sorts of this stuff. And he found his wife with a personal trainer. I said, no. He said, so tell me, what must I do? Must I divorce her? Must I kill her? I said, I'm sorry, but like, I'm studying psychology, but I don't know if I can, I'm qualified to give you that level of, I'm not really sure that I'm qualified to give you that level of counsel. Yeah. I have been counseling and coaching men since I was 8 years old. The stories that so anyway, let's cut the story short, but I had to tell you this. So now he was so angry because of all the hard work traveling. But I did ask him, I said, and you have not cheated on her? No. I said, you lie a lot. You lie a lot. He was like, yeah, okay, maybe I have cheated. I said, okay, so maybe it's karma. So, guys, when you're on your business trips, please don't cheat on your wives. You might just come home and they are with the trainer. You know, you don't know. Don't you? It's karma. You planted the seed when you were somewhere else. So now that she's doing the same, you're angry? No, don't get angry. But this man was in such pain. I had seen men in pain, but this one, he was in such pain. He was just sitting there with a tissue like this. And I said, my God, this man needs therapy. He needs help. And he was just drinking and drinking and drinking. I had another incident with a guy who had just killed his wife. He killed his wife and he came into the club and same thing. Can I talk to you? You seem like a nice person. I said, I am? Yes, I just need to tell you something. I just killed my wife. I killed her. Okay. And he gave me some chips. And so I said, I remember even saying to him, and what do you expect me to do with this information? What do you expect me to do with this? No, you just told me that you're a murderer. What do you expect me to do with this information? He says, no, you seem like a nice person, you know? You seem like a person who can handle this. He hadn't even asked me if I'm studying, and he was just like, you know, I gotta tell you something. This is Vegas for you. Woo, people in Vegas. Because they are all transient and it's tourists. So people come to nightclubs and think they can just say whatever they want. They do say whatever they want. And this is the therapy. These are the therapies. Yeah, the guy told me, and then he gave me $30,000 and ran out the club. Just left his drinks there. Just That's how I understood the mental health. Because most of the people that would come to Vegas were convention people. So it was businessmen coming for conventions during the week. Over the weekend, it was a lot of the young children, coming with their sparklers to drink, to have VIP section, and there's 12 of them, and they're sharing $120, $120 to get a VIP section so they can buy one bottle of vodka for $1,500. But during the week, it was the high rollers, the business people, the conference people, and they were spending company money. Or, yeah, most of it was company money, credit cards, so they could entertain if there's a lot of salespeople too, so they could entertain. Business deals were done there. But the one guy that I still remember was the one who was angry. He was a Hollywood executive. He was so angry. He was shaking. He was shaking. He was like, I'm going to kill her. I said, yeah. Sure. This is the reason I'm sharing this with you, is that men are suffering. And the ones who are going to tell you there's no such thing as depression, there's no such thing as anxiety, they haven't lived enough. They're still young. They're still green. They haven't lived enough. I've seen men who are shaking. They are so angry that they want to kill their wives. I'm like, yeah, this one is real. I have heard men say, I killed her today. I killed her. And what do you expect me to do with this information? Men are in serious crisis and they don't speak. They don't speak. As women, we get together and we can talk. No, men don't speak. They kill. So if you're a man and you've lived through your own mental health challenges and you're on the other side, talk to your brothers. Talk to your brothers. Talk to other men about this, and don't feel shame to share with other men that, yo man, I was struggling. And this is how I helped myself. Some people will not resonate. They will laugh at you. They will think you're weak. And but after you've lived through depression, after you've lived through serious darkness, like depression is something. After you've lived through grief, you don't care anymore. The ones that laugh, the ones that mock, you leave them there. You leave them there. When they're going through their own thing, do not be bothered. Continue forward. I give you my blessing. Continue forward. Please, guys, we need you. We need healthy men. We really need healthy men. Your children need healthy fathers. And you carry so much responsibility at times. I'm talking to the men who actually do a lot. Your children need healthy fathers. Your children need healthy models of what, and I mean, who knows what is completely, what is the perfect definition of joy, of ecstasy, of health when it comes to mental health. But I think if men could give themselves the opportunity to reach out to someone who can listen to them. I'm not saying you completely go to therapy if this is not your thing, but maybe there's someone who will understand you, who will hear you without judging you. But that person must have gone through the same experience so that they can understand the nuances of the hell you are carrying. Because most people, they don't understand. They just drink or they are numb. I really encourage more men to start their mental health men's groups. I will come and join you because I really like to be around men. Oh God, I love men. I really do. I will come and join you, and I will give you more tools and more tools and more tools, and I will help you. And then you can talk about your boy things and I can go. But honestly, I will support men who are on their mental health journey, because we need good men who are strong. We need good men. We need healthy men. The children need healthy men. The children need healthy men. They need healthy fathers. Not healthy men, healthy fathers. I will support you. I will give you all the resources you need. Please, I will do it. I will even help you structure your mental health support groups, okay? And I will give you the resources. And then you can start and go on your own journeys. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing men crash out. But now I'm on my journey of getting myself together. Okay, I think I've talked enough. And I've told you enough stories today. Okay, so feel into the psychological wisdom you've gained through your own mental health journey. Perhaps you understand depression. I do. Anxiety. Oh, I do. Trauma, recovery, and emotional regulation in ways that could help others. This is why I'm sharing that I can help you guys. I started this job at 8 years old with my dad. Okay? He didn't commit suicide because he knew he had a daughter that could help him out. Like, I'm not the dying type. I don't die. Okay? So if you're a man and you're listening to this, honestly, I got the resources. Okay? Notice what happens when you imagine sharing this wisdom to serve others. Psychological healing. I didn't want to do it for a while because I needed to work through my own mental health challenges. And I needed to be strong enough to speak on it without collapsing. Like today I just cried. It wasn't a collapse. It was just like an acknowledgement of how far I've come in my own journey with depression, my own journey with grief. And I'm just like, wow, I've come so far. And I think at times, there's times where I am like, wow, could I have helped more men? But coulda, woulda, shoulda is... Could I have just even helped my own father? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. So I guess we just do the best we can. If you're a daughter and you're seeing your father struggle, he starts drinking a lot. He starts getting a little violent sometimes. Maybe short, snippy, agitated. There's something going on. If you're a woman and you start seeing your spouse, he's not as, bubbly and he's withdrawing a lot. My husband started going through this and I just started screaming as a Zulu woman. I just thought, no, I love you enough. You need to get help because I can't help you. And I don't want to see you all of a sudden unalive yourself. What the hell's going on? Talk to me. If you cannot help your spouse, because usually these men, they turn in and they feel like you're attacking them. That's what my husband is saying. You're attacking me. I'm like, I'm not attacking you. I love you. I understand what's going on. You can't really help them a lot of the times. Sometimes they just need to talk to their friends. Encourage them to get out there and talk to their friends. That's why I'm like, I really want to start these men's groups. I will start them. I will help you guys. And then you carry on your own. Honestly, I'm so tired of just seeing a lot of men, even here, Bangkok. I make sure that if I go out, I make sure that I stop and speak to 3 men. 3 men. And I will just say to them, smile. And then when they smile, I'm like, You're so handsome. Then I will have like long conversations. Others will invite me to coffee and stuff like this. But I always make sure that I stop and speak to 3 men, because you never know when somebody's on the edge of. You never know. So guys, help each other. Talk to each other. And if you really need help, reach out to someone. And don't let anybody shame you. There's no such thing as depression. You're just weak. Bullshit. Okay? I went on a tangent today. It was very unstructured. Don't feel shame about your mental health. It's real. These things are real. Don't feel shame. This is the message of today. Okay. What are we doing today? Thank you for listening. I know I went off on a rant and a tangent and I told you all of these stories, but I had to tell you these things. I have to tell you all of these things, you know? I'm like, no, people need to know that these things are real. It's not just like these things are real. It's a transitory experience. Your truth is you are wholeness, but you can have an experience where you are suffering in that moment because of a loss, because of something, because of breakup in a relationship. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Don't hide the stuff. You're going to harm others instead.